up, guys? Staying hydrated. Okay, so this is the intro. This is what we're looking at right here. Think and Grow Rich. That's looking backwards for you guys, but we out here. So this first chapter, we're just gonna get into it. This is gonna be more of like a summary of the chapter, introduction. So let's read the first sentence. Truly, thoughts are things, and powerful things at that. When they are mixed with definiteness, truly, thoughts are things, and powerful things at that. When they are mixed with definiteness of purpose, persistence, and a burning desire for their translation into riches or other material objects. So throughout this first chapter, this word desire comes up a lot. We're going to find the definition of desire, so you guys get a better hand on what we're looking at. So desire, a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something. So the name of this chapter is Introduction, Chapter 1, The Man Who Thought His Way into Partnership with Thomas A. Edison. So not a partnership, partnership. Therefore stating that he will be his one and only partner. So Edwin C. Barnes discovered how true it is that men really do think and grow rich. So obviously that's obviously in the name of the book. It's thinking and then growing. So yeah, this guy Barnes, he's the first guy in the book. I mean, that's got to mean something for him, right? His goal is to be partners with Thomas A. Edison. So Mr. Edison owns a laboratory, right? And doesn't say when, what date. I'm guessing like 1600s, 1700s. We're not sure. We're really not sure. But yeah, so in New Jersey, Thomas A. Edison, not Thomas Edison, you faded ass foos, Thomas A. Edison. He's got a laboratory. And he's an inventor and also a businessman. Barnes overhears about him in a couple towns over and he's like, dang, this guy, I need to be this guy's partner. I need to be this guy's partner. So that thought came into his head. His next choice of action is, how is he going to get this? You can't just hope for something without having a definite plan. And I mean definite. Every step planned out. Obviously, there's going to be situations where you can't plan everything out, but having a definite plan you stick to will help you gain what you're looking for. So let's see. His first choice of action, just get on a train and go to this guy's lab. So he pulls up to this guy's lab, pulls up to an interview, and says he wants to work for this guy. He doesn't come straight out and just say, let me be partners with you, and tell him his whole idea of how he's going to sell. He says he wants to work for him, which is a decent start. Edison gives him a job. He's got a nominal wage. He doesn't really think much of this guy, Barnes. He's not on his radar yet. A couple months went by of Barnes working there, and then now Barnes has set up his mind and has a definite major purpose. These lines are bolded. So this guy's got a definite major purpose, and he desires to become the business associate of Edison. Let's see what's gonna happen. All right, so after a little bit of reading, it's not going to tell us exactly how this guy's plan went into action. I mean, throughout this first chapter, there's 4 different sections on how someone desired something, thought about it, and then made it happen. For Mr. Barnes, it just talks about how he worked hard, never was shy, never slacked off. He did his shit or stuff. And then once he had his plan, he kind of just went into it and talked to Mr. Edison about his business proposal. In the next, I think it's the 3rd chapter or maybe the 4th, it goes into like how he actually achieved this plan. And I mean, I'm going to go through that eventually, but we're only on the 1st chapter. So yeah, this guy, he gets his stuff done. Becomes partners with him. And these guys become very successful. Let's say perhaps he, I don't know, it's saying that he's brought him a $2 to $3 million idea. Who knows at this time, if that's even true. The next little section is called 3 Feet from Gold. Just to sum it up, it's about this guy who buys a lot of land in the beginning of the gold rush, and he starts digging. He starts going in for gold, starts drilling in for gold, and he finds this vein. And he gets some gold out of this vein of gold in Colorado, right? And he makes some money. He's all hyped. And then for some reason, after he's digging a little bit, it ends up disappearing. And the thing about this guy is he gives up. So in this second, well, it's been 4 pages of this book. This second story, it talks about this guy giving up on his dream or his desire to make money off gold. And after this guy gives up, he sells a piece of land to a nearby neighbor. This neighbor hires a professional to check out the gold. It's a professional gold digger. He's digging for gold, you know what I'm saying? And he finds the problem. The strokes of vein were in different like lines. So say it's like this. He stopped right here. He's like, where's the gold? Kept digging, couldn't find it. Nevertheless, this new homie who acquired the land finds this gold and digs out a bunch of it. He's making a lot of money off it. That's just a quick little story. What can I say? Don't fucking give up. Alright, so this third one, it's called A 50-Cent Lesson of Persistence. Most of these stories are back in the olden days of America, or whatever. So this girl, I think she's a slave's daughter of Mr. Darby. So he received his degree at the University of Hard Knocks. This guy's a pretty well-known gold mining business, has good fortune on his hand. And he's a very strong-willed person. So he's working one day and talking to his associate. And this little girl pulls up into the tent through the door. Aye. And she asks for 50 cents. This guy says no. Oh no, so it's 50 cents for her mom. For her mommy. So yeah, this guy says no for some reason. He says run home. But what does this guy do? Keeps talking to his nephew. Apparently he's talking to his nephew associate. And this girl stands there. And she's just looking at him, looking straight up at him. She doesn't start crying. She just switches around on her story. My mama gotta have that 50 cents. She says that over and over again. She needs that money. Who knows why? Who knows why she deserves that money? But she needs it. So she's just standing there whining about it over and over. Being persistent. Remember that word right there. And this uncle finally gives out a $50 and gives it to her. The nephew is the one who's writing the story. And he's wondering, what the heck? This is the most strong-willed person I've ever met. And he's just going to give away this 50 cents to this girl. It has him kind of tripping for a bit. He's not sure why. You know, after he already said no several times, why he's changed his mind. And how did this girl get that money out of him. And that's something we're not going to learn in this chapter, sadly. That's called persistence right there, and that's in a different chapter. But yeah, that just goes to show, keep yourself in it, and you'll get what you want. It's a quick lesson. It's a quick 4 pages, another 4 pages. And then it's just going to keep going on. This next little section, this first chapter is called You Are the Master of Your Own Fate, the Captain of Your Soul, because doesn't keep going. Should keep reading, dude. Just one little section I underlined in this chapter was, he should have told us that before we can accumulate riches in great abundance, we must magnetize our minds with intense desire for riches, that we must become money conscious until that desire for money drives us to create definite plans for acquiring it. So as you heard that, we have to desire this money. We have to desire to become rich, money conscious human beings. And once we start desiring it, that's when the money will drive us to create a plan to get the money. I underlined this specific section because I thought it was very powerful. I hadn't really heard anything like this. You're not taught like any of this in school. But if you watch videos around making money or achieving your dream, what's the one thing that people say? I literally just saw a TikTok or Reels last week, and it said, had this guy walking up to rich people in cars and asking them, how'd you make so much money? Every single person that replied, work hard, do what you want. Not do what you want, but do what you want. Not do what you want, but like do what makes you happy over and over and over. So like work hard at what you like to do over and over and over. Think about each day you have. You got 24 hours, say you're sleeping half, 12 hours, that's even too much sleep. Say you're sleeping 8 hours. How much time are you sitting on your phone watching these videos, messing around with friends, doing other things with friends that maybe waste time, maybe waste your brain capacity, brain cells be getting fried? I don't know. The amount of time that you have in a day blows my mind personally. Just because we waste so much time on our phones, we waste so much time not just talking to friends, but like socializing with people that we don't really, I mean, we care about them, but some people you need to cut off, that's for sure. You can spend a lot of time wasting away these hours, days, weeks. I mean, it's just building up. All this time that we're not putting to work on our brains and learning is all time wasted. And I'm just going to leave that chapter at that. We learned about desire. We learned a little bit about accumulating riches. I'm just summarizing what's going down in this chapter. So I don't expect you guys to understand what's totally going on, but I would say read the first chapter, give it a read, see what you think, and then come back and watch this video. Just let it sink in. That's what I like to do. I like reading a chapter and then talking about it after, talking about it to someone else, to you guys, because it helps me understand it a little more. And the more you read something, the more you're going to figure out every single word in that sentence, in that chapter, and how it all fits together like a fucking knot. All right, thanks for watching, dudes. We're getting chapter 2 next week.